So can my insurance be canceled? Quick answer, absolutely. It can be canceled for a lot of reasons and for different times. So there are some situations where it cannot be canceled, where the insurance company cannot let you go. We're gonna get into that right now. Hey guys, Mark Flockhart. I'm talking all insurance on this channel. So if you wanna know insurance advice, tips, tricks, anything that'll save you money, something that's helpful, subscribe. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you think you have a friend that'll get advice out of it, share it with them. So insurance companies do give you what's called an underwriting period. So when you first join a company, most companies have in their typical writing is there's a 60-day underwriting period. So if you lied or they find out something that's changed, they have the opportunity to either adjust or cancel your policy. You're like most people. You're not going to tell your insurance company all of your tickets, all of your accidents, because it's their job to figure that out. False. They are going to require or ask you, have you had any claims or tickets in the last 3 to 5 years, depending on the state? And based on that answer, they're going to give you a rate. So when you get that rate, you either purchase it or don't. But what they do is they run a motor vehicle report after the fact. If you're with a reputable company, they're going to run it before they let you pay. And so you're going to know ahead of time, hey, there was a ticket that showed up. Now, are these 100% accurate? No. They're not. Can you sneak under the radar when they're not accurate? About 90% of the time, yes. They typically run the report once because they have to pay for it, and then they don't run it again. But the way these reports are, they're called the motor vehicle report and the clue report. Those are the names of them. The clue is any claims, so accidents, comprehensive claims, deer, theft, vandalism, and then MVR is motor vehicle report. That's the DMV. Tickets that are tied to your license. So if you're in North Carolina and you got a speeding ticket, even though you moved to Michigan, doesn't mean that's gone. It's supposed to follow. It doesn't always. So those are the situations where they slide under that radar. Here's the problem. If you let it go and it does slide under the radar, and within that 60-day underwriting period, they find out that you either A, had a lapse in insurance and said they didn't, and you're in a state that it matters, or B, you had a ticket and it didn't carry over from the DMV, but now it does. And for some reason, they reran that motor vehicle report because it is free for the first 2 weeks, and they'll usually have that option if the underwriter gets in there for any reason. If those show up, they can just send you a bill. Even though you bought the policy at a certain premium, let's just say it's $100, and now it's $130, they're going to charge you for that $130 and expect you to pay that. If you've been with them for 10 days, you owe that 10 days. So don't get me wrong, I'm not the bad guy here. I'm trying to give you the advice that you need to know. Should you always tell them about the tickets and accidents? I'm gonna say yes. Does anybody ever? Almost never. I would say 7 out of 10 people don't honestly tell you the motor vehicle report or the clue report. They just let you guess at it. And that's what we were taught up to do. We were taught to just don't say anything, let them verify it, but it can burn you. If you know it's there, it doesn't hurt to get the quote accurate. And then if it doesn't show up, some companies don't count them. So they may actually give you a higher price, you'll buy it, and then it ends up being cheaper, which is awesome. That's part of the reason they can cancel you is if they don't like it, or if you hit their threshold. Let's say you had 4 claims and towing claims and tickets and things like that, and their rule is 5 and out. Some companies, if you get 5, you're not qualified. So you have 4, and then a 5th one shows up, they're in that 60-day underwriting period. They can flat cancel your policy and say, sorry, we're not insuring you. Once it goes past that 60-day underwriting period, now they're stuck. They have to go that 6 months or 12 months that they've promised you, depending on that policy, before they can non-renew you. Now they're just not canceling you, they're just non-renewing you, which is the same thing. So if you've gotten some claims and tickets in that period and they're checking those, even though they don't always check them, they're gonna recheck them most commonly in areas that are common to have claims and tickets. So if you're in that area, just know your renewal, they're probably gonna check it again. And if they do, and now you're not qualified, you will get canceled on the renewal date. So it's gonna be considered a non-renew. These are open-ended contracts, so what that means is you can cancel them anytime. You can leave tomorrow, next week, 3 months from now, at any point in time. You owe them nothing up to the day that you cancel. So if you've prepaid, and you always do a month in advance, you're gonna get some money back in most cases. Some states allow fees, so you may lose $50 or whatever their fee is for canceling, but that's not very common anymore. Let's give you another example of you wanting to leave a policy. So you've joined Progressive for some reason. They're the guys that we've joined today. We love them. They gave us the price we wanted. Everything goes well. The renewal comes up. It's $100 more than what I contracted the year before. I'm kind of upset, but I don't have time to shop. So I renew the policy at the extra $100 a month or a year extra, and I have at any point to change. So if I'm busy and I just can't figure it out now, yes, absolutely. I can wait 10 days past it. I've already paid the bill. I'm going to get those 20 days back, and now I can switch companies. It doesn't make sense to switch without figuring out the next company because, once again, you want them to run all of these reports, give you a final number before you know for sure that's the price that you want to stay with. That's where it comes to play where you have these agents. I work for an agency that has 17 different companies. They can quote you all sorts of options. So if Progressive or AAA or whoever you were with at the time does go up or you don't like them for any reason, then you have a lot more options without having to leave the agent that you're with. If you know them and trust them, you might as well have one that you can stay with and still get a good price with that. Anyways, guys, I hope this was helpful. Thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you want more. I will put a link below, so if you guys do want to get a quote with multiple companies, it's down there. It's not the point of the videos, but it's helpful if you guys need it. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one.